Go.
Go.
Greetings, cardboard architects, and welcome to episode 25 of Command Tower. This episode is sponsored in part by Our House Games. Stick around for a chance to win some free Commander product. Let's check out the decks.
My name is Matt, and this is my Xenagos God of Rebels deck. It's basically a high-power creature synergy deck, uses the ferocious mechanic, and it's called Double Trouble because it likes to double up the power of my creatures.
My name is Cole, and this is my Galadriel deck. My goal in this deck is to play multiple creatures every turn to get all the effects, and there's a lot of 1/1 counter synergies in the deck.
Hello, my name is Sheldon, and I'm playing Dragon, doing a lot of tribal, and it's just big, splashy dragons.
Hi, this is Chris, and today I'm playing Borborygmos Enraged. It's just Girl Stompy with land synergies.
Sheldon began with Spara's headquarters, Xander's Lounge, a Plains, a Mountain, Swords to Plowshares, Hellkite Courser, and Mirim Sentinel Worm. Chris started with 2 forests, a Mountain, Nyx Bloom Ancient, Topiary Stomper, Aftermath Analyst, and Ruby Medallion. I kicked off with Fabled Passage, a forest, a mountain, Garruk Primal Hunter, Ruby Daring Tracker, Sakura Tribe-Elder, and Tybalt's Trickery. Cole began with Brushland, an island, Bane of Progress, Railway Brawler, Heronblade Elite, Bloom Tender, and the Ozolith. Sheldon kicked off the game with a Plains, and Chris played a forest. I followed with Fabled Passage, which I cracked for a forest, while Cole played a Brushland and tapped it to cast the Ozolith. Sheldon played Spara's Headquarters, and Chris played a Mountain and cast Ruby Medallion. I played a Mountain and cast Ruby Daring Tracker, and Cole played an Island and cast Bloom Tender. Sheldon played Xander's Lounge and cast Farseek, tutoring out Indatha Triome. Chris played a forest and cast Topiary Stomper, tutoring out a Mountain, while I played a forest and cast Thought Vessel and Sakura Tribe-Elder. Cole cast Heronblade Elite. Sheldon played a Mountain and cast Mirim Sentinel Worm, but on Chris's turn, he Chaos Warped Mirim, earning Sheldon a replacement dragon in the form of Silumgar the Drifting Death. At the end of Chris's turn, I sacrificed my Tribe-Elder to tutor out a tapped Mountain. On my turn, I cast Garruk Primal Hunter and used his +1 ability to make a 3/3 beast. Cole finally played his 3rd land and cast Charismatic Conqueror. He then drew 2 mana from Bloom Tender to cast Jor-El Mavani Recluse, earning him a +1/+1 counter on his Heronblade Elite. Sheldon ramped up with Arcane Signet and Patron of the Arts. Chris played Command Beacon and tapped it and a Mountain to cast Emerald Medallion. He then cast Aftermath Analyst, having it enter the battlefield tapped to prevent Cole's Conqueror from creating a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. I cast Primeval Protector, giving a +1/+1 counter to the rest of my team. I then cast Xenagos, having it enter tapped to prevent Cole's Conqueror from creating a vampire. I then gave the Protector +10/+10 and haste from Xenagos, and randomized my attack between Sheldon and Chris, since Cole could easily chump block. In response, Sheldon cast Swords of Plowshares targeting my Protector, exiling it and giving me 20 life. In my second main phase, I used Garruk's -3 ability to draw cards equal to the highest power among my creatures, which was 6 from Xenagos. I discarded to hand size. Cole plotted Railway Brawler and passed the turn to Sheldon. Sheldon cast Hellkite Courser, putting the Dragon into play for the turn and giving it haste. He then attacked Cole with the Dragon and Patron of the Arts, and attacked me with Silumgar. On attack, Silumgar's ability triggered, giving Cole's team -2/-2 and my team -1/-1 until end of turn. This cleared Cole's board of creatures. Also on attack, from the Dragon, Sheldon drew 3 cards and put Mirim into play. I took 3 damage, and Cole took 13. Chris cast Perennial Behemoth and used its ability to return a Mountain to the battlefield. On my turn, I went to combat and buffed my 4/4 Beast to an 8/8. I attacked Sheldon with the Beast, Cole with Xenagos, and both Sheldon and Cole took the damage. In my second main phase, I cast Chandra's Ignition, targeting my 8/8 Beast, dealing 8 to each opponent and each other creature. This cleared my opponent's board of creatures. Next I cast Elysian Caryatid, made a beast with Garruk, and passed. Cole cast Hardened Scales and plotted Railway Brawler. Sheldon cast Terror of the Peaks and Clouth Unrivaled Ancient. When Clouth entered the battlefield, he triggered Terror of the Peaks, dealing 4 damage to Garruk. Sheldon attacked me for 4 with Clouth, generating 4 mana for his use until end of turn. He then used 2 of the mana to cast Demonic Tutor and passed. Chris cast Borborygmos. I cast Garruk's Uprising, drawing a card. I then cast Kodama of the East Tree. I gave it +6/+6 from Xenagos and attacked Chris with it, who took the damage. Cole cast his commander, Galadriel, who got 3 +1/+1 counters from Railway Brawler and an extra counter from Hardened Scales. He then went to combat and moved the counter from the Ozolith onto the Brawler, getting an extra counter from Hardened Scales. He then passed the turn. Sheldon cast Sylvia Brightspear, giving his dragons double strike and dealing 2 damage to Elysian Caryatid with Terror of the Peaks. He then attacked me with Terror of the Peaks and Clouth for 18, generating 18 mana. I took the damage. In his second main phase, Sheldon cast his commander, the Dragon, dealing 10 damage to me with Terror of the Peaks. He then cast Ancient Brass Dragon, dealing 7 damage to my Kodama of the East Tree. Next, Sheldon cast Kindred Discovery and passed. Chris cast Zoprindil, Hunger Dominus, and attacked me for 14 with Borborygmos. I blocked with my 3/3 beast and took 11. On combat damage, Chris revealed his top 3 cards, putting the 2 lands into his hand and playing Stomping Grounds tapped. I cast Phyrexian Soulgorger. Going to combat, I made the Soulgorger a 16/16 with Xenagos and attacked Chris for 20 with the Soulgorger and a beast. Chris responded with Tangle, preventing the damage and keeping my attacking creatures tapped for a turn. I then cast Heartpiercer Manticore, drawing a card off Garruk's Uprising, and sacrificing Soulgorger to deal 16 to Sheldon. Cole cast Bane of Progress, destroying all 8 artifacts and enchantments on the board. This made Bane of Progress a 10/10, which Railway Brawler then doubled to a 20/20. Bane of Progress also triggered Galadriel, and Cole chose to add 3 green mana, which he used to cast Inspiring Call. This made his team indestructible for the turn and drew him 3 cards. Sheldon cast Rhystic Study. He then attacked Cole with the Dragon, Chris with Ancient Brass Dragon, and me with Clouth and Terror of the Peaks. On attack, the Dragon drew Sheldon 4 cards and allowed him to put Spark Double into play, copying the Dragon. This triggered Terror of the Peaks, which dealt 11 damage to Cole directly, eliminating him from the game. Clouth generated Sheldon 26 mana. Chris blocked with Zoprindil, and I made no blocks. Upon blocking, Chris used Borborygmos' ability to discard a land and deal 3 damage to Sylvia Brightspear, removing Sheldon's double strike ability. Chris took no damage and blocked and killed Ancient Brass Dragon. I took 9 damage. Sheldon then cast Dragonborn Champion, however I countered it with Tybald's Trickery. This flipped Sheldon into an Ancient Copper Dragon, dealing me 6 damage with Terror of the Peaks' ability, and eliminating me from the game. Sheldon cast Smothering Tithe and ended his turn. Chris drew, saw that he didn't have enough answers for Sheldon's dragons, and conceded the game. Sheldon wins. Thank you to our sponsor, Our House Games. Stop by and tell them the episode code for a chance to score a free pack of Commander Masters. This episode's code is Right of Replication. That's Right of Replication. Also, if you hit the like button and leave a comment, you'll be entered to win a free Commander product, courtesy of Our House Games. Thanks for watching.